Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. I am Jim Coppinger, the technical principal here at ZenTek Consultants. And the question that I want to address today is how do we get away from manual workflows on construction projects? And I guess the first thing we want to do here is define what do we mean by manual workflow? Because I know, a lot of you guys hear that and you're automatically thinking, oh, you're talking about on paper. And, hey, Jim, just because we're in construction, we're not Neanderthals, right? We don't still do things on paper. And for most of us, that is true. But sometimes we got to own who we are. When it comes to certain things out there that we still do, right? Things like pre-con surveys or as-built or punch lists. A lot of us are still doing it on paper. Hey, look, the reality is, I've seen as-builts coming in on, taped together cardboard. I got one that was done on a sheet of plywood. I've seen it, right? We all have. But it's not just paper-based workflows. We're also talking about just manual data entry processes, right? So if you're using very basic, simple things like, Excel or Notepad or Word, or most importantly, emails, right? Things that get data siloed, right? They go into these oblivion boxes that if you don't know exactly where to go and where to find the exact data that you're looking for, it's just as useful as not having put the data together in the first place, right? And all of those manual processes, whether it's on paper, whether it's in Excel, whether it's in an email, they're very slow. They're very error prone. And the information that you're trying to convey to people, right? Whether it, like I said, you're doing your as-built or, a CAD design or, anything that's out in the field, you're trying to communicate. And those are actually poor ways to communicate because everything that you're trying to refer to, you've got to explain it step by step, inch by inch. Descriptions. Here's what I mean. It's in this location, in that room, in the top left corner. If you face the window from the south, it becomes very difficult to find these things. And it becomes very difficult to correlate the data to the real world. The alternative to this, and the way that I answer this question, how do we get away from it, is by using really intelligent, interactive tools, right? Simple to use tools that can be applied out in the fields. Tools like Bluebeam Review, right? That are built for construction people. They work beautifully well on, two-in-ones and on tablets, through the web. You can be out in the field and you can do things like take photos, create hyperlinks, cross-connect data, and place, whether it's your, you can use it for drawing and sketching as-built right onto a set of PDF plans. You can use it for punch, walkthroughs. And you can link and connect the photos together, and you can connect those to the spec, to RFIs, to change orders. All of it handled and put together and isolated, or not isolated, really kind of residing, I guess is what I'm trying to say, in a single file that everybody can access. Everybody on the planet these days can access and open and work with PDF files, right? It doesn't have to be just Bluebeam, right? You can open those same files in any other editor. But the idea that you can really use a visual medium to handle all of the graphic interactions, all of the details, all the notes, all the comments, right? All the decision making for your job directly in a graphic format that everybody can access. That eliminates errors. That eliminates questions. That eliminates lost emails and phone calls that people deny ever happened, right? All of these things that we run into in these manual workflows that we've been dealing with for decades upon decades now, they can all be eliminated and dramatically increase your efficiency and your profitability. Right? And that's where, like I said, with these, kind of how-to topics that we're doing, we always do a demo topic. And the demo topic is going to show up in the notes below. Right? And we're going to get into a little link in there. You'll see it's going to be using Bluebeam Review for pre-con surveys and as-builts. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of that work, right? To see, how you can do it and what you can do with it. But that type of focus in really simple daily operational features in stopping people, right, from having to do things these slow, difficult ways, and give them tools that are just as easy to use as the ones they are using today, but provide everybody with that interactive, collaborative communication structure. That is brilliant. It is money saving, it is time saving, and it is far and away the most simple and efficient process you can put in place to completely change that manual workflow process. Catch you next time, guys.